what tips would you give to someone either going into college or already in college and like wanting to start shooting sports specifically?
If you're in high school, you're like 12 years ahead, you know, like seriously, you're so ahead of the game if you're in high school. Cause I know so many talented people that got into it like after college.
Totally.
I've met a ton of like insanely talented creatives that were like, I was in tech or something. I was in sales. I hated my job, got into this and I love it. And now I'm 27 and I do what I love. So I think that there's an interesting thing that everybody thinks like, yo, I got to graduate and I need to be like at my dream job. It's so false. So false. It's a really bad thing that our society has on us. Like that. And I think it's made it worse with the internet. And even though I love the internet, it's a huge problem with it. It's like this comparison game. But if you're in high school, you're way ahead. If you're interested in this stuff, like you have so much of an advantage over everybody else.
Totally.
You can screw around for 4 years, and by the time you get to college, you're ready to go. You've already practiced for 4 years or whatever. But I think in high school, it's important to shoot all those games, in every single game. You know, go to tennis, go to football, go to basketball, badminton, whatever. Like literally learn how to tell a story for every single sport. Because if you can tell a story for badminton, you're going to be insane at telling a story for football because it's easier.
Totally.
It's way harder to tell a story for that, right? So like challenging yourself with these different sports, swimming, whatever, you know, like how can you tell the story of tennis better than you did the last time? So you get that opportunity and you get, you know, if you're in high school, you're the same age as these people and you're probably some of their friends. So that relationship helps you get better shit. So, you know, get in with the football team and make them stuff, make all those channels content. Because then when you're in college, I would have had such an easy pitch. I was making good work though. But if I wasn't making good, like the best work, right? And I was in high school and I could go to show the creative director at, say, Oregon, like, yo, I went and I did the entire football team's videos for this year and I made 27 videos and this is how they performed, whatever. I'm like, holy shit, this kid's my dude. This is what I want. I can train and mold this person into a great creative, you know, who's just excelling. So if you're in high school, take advantage of the fact that you have all of the access and you'll never have that much access ever again. Yeah. So high school is like a great place to start. And if you happen to be in college, the best route to go is to get an internship with like the creative services department at whatever school you go to and try and shoot as many sports as you can, because the portfolio building and the time that you have in college, you'll never have that time back ever again. Same with high school. Like you're never going to be that free and you don't have a wife, you don't have kids, you don't have a job, you don't have bills, you don't have, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's a prime time to get into it in high school.
Yeah.
In college, like you probably do have bills. A lot of you guys will be like working for your college and whatnot, but the example really is for like the high school, I'd say.
Yeah. I think just taking advantage to, you know, shoot sports if that's what you want to shoot. Like go out of your way to like, you know, shoot that, even if you're not getting paid for it. Build up your portfolio so you can show, you know, the creative director or whatever it may be for that sports department, like some of your work at college. And if you're in college, like apply for an internship or try to get access any way you can. Even
like I've talked to a lot of people that are, you know, in their 30s or whatever. They're like, yo, I want to get into sports, right? And I think that the easiest way, if you're out of school and say you've never done it, you got to find a way to DM or like something, get in contact with athletes that are doing field workouts. Cause then you can go to, you know, the football field on Saturday and you make a sick video, or you practice and you're not good yet. And you're like, yo, you know, Mike, every time you guys come out here on Saturday, I would love to be here. Who the fuck doesn't want free stuff?
Yeah.
Everybody wants free stuff, you know? So that's how you can build up your portfolio and start making better stuff. Cause no one's going to, for the most part, I was an exception. You're not going to ever get paid to do something for the most part that you've never done.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's a no-brainer. So go make free stuff and go make things that you're passionate about. Like I'm telling you guys, the most money you'll ever make as a creative is by making free stuff. And I believe it, because you could go you go get 5 of your buddies, and this is unmatched. You're only as good. You can only go so far as one person. So if you can, and you have the resources and you can DM people, because we all have Instagram, we all have TikTok, like DM a buddy, and there's one other person in whatever town you live in that's interested in this shit, interested in photography, whatever, and come up with a story of some kind and be like, how can we, you know, there might be a kid in your town that's from some small town America, right? And this kid just got a D1 offer at Bama. That's a story. He's getting out of there. He's going to the biggest school in the world now, or like, you know, one of the biggest schools in the country. So figure out how you can befriend this guy and tell the stories that are otherwise never going to get heard.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool thing that and a lot of athletes, I think, come from backgrounds that aren't like private school, you know?
Totally.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of kids have to work 75 times harder than the kid that went to the private school. That's a story, dude.
And everybody loves an underdog.
Yeah, dude. Everybody loves an underdog. And like, if you have the privilege of being at a school where a person is going to go D1 or D2 or whatever, D3, it doesn't even matter. It's just a person playing a sport. Tell a story. Figure out how you could interview them. Sit them down at their parents' house and be like, "How long you been doing this, man? Tell me. You know, tell me the story of like your life and how you got into this." And I think that's what's missing. Everybody just makes fucking hype videos. They ruined it, dude. Everybody makes hype videos. Who gives a shit? Anybody. I can go on YouTube and find 49 kids like this that make hype videos. Make yourself different.
Yeah.
Make yourself stand out. Have pieces that make when someone watches something be like, oh my God, like we want people to take a breath and be like, whoa,
Yeah.
this person went above and beyond, and you know, they're at the person's family dinner.
Yeah.
Like, who has access like that?
Yeah.
So figure out how you can, you know, talk to people. People want to tell their own, like if I was an athlete and I was insane, and I'm an insane running back and I'm from wherever, I want my story told.
Yeah.
So figure out how you can link up with people like that, because you provide value as a creative, and it's only becoming more sought after right now. I call it the creator boom. I've said it, dude. It's the creator boom right now. The creator economy is going to be worth so much money in 5 years. It's like insane. You have influencers, you got creatives, you got like production companies. There's a million different things that you can pop into right now. And like, even in the sports world, right? Like you have people that work at these NBA teams. Okay. Like me, for example. On the other side of it, you have people that work directly for the NBA. That's a whole different genre, right? They're only shooting the games. You have another subset of people that work for like a social media platform like Slam Magazine or something like that. You have people that work with agents, right? I have two good friends, Cam, who Cool Mac, a lot of you might have seen his work, right? Like he's shooting the Laker games, but he's not shooting it for the Lakers. He's shooting it for a publication. He's usually shooting for Slam, I believe is who he shoots with, right? And then my buddy Daryl, an insanely talented dude as well, he's shooting for Clutch. So they didn't go the team route, and they're still there. They're still doing the same thing that I'm doing. They do photos, but like, you know, so there's more than one way to break into it. I think that everybody thinks in their head like, yo, I got to work for the Lakers or the Nets or, you know, the biggest teams.
Or bust,
right? Yeah. And that's a terrible mindset to have, because you can still get there.
Yeah.
And you never know the situation at these teams. They could have the worst culture like ever, and they might work their people to death, right? So fuck that. Why would you want to do that? You want to go to a place that makes you feel welcomed and gives a fuck about what you're doing, you know? So it's important to really think about that, because I've had friends around the league that have been at teams and been like, yo, these guys are insane. They're working us to death. Like, we're working insane hours, and they're rude to us. So why should we do great work? Completely agree. Yeah. Go move somewhere else, dude. You know, so it's very interesting that I talk to a lot of people, and that is their mindset, is like, say Lakers or bust, for example, right? It's like, no, like, go, and you never know the access that you'll get. And that's important to think about, because say hypothetical, right? Let's just pretend I was at Oregon and I can't even get on the field. Dude, what's the point of that? Go to a D2 school where I can go literally be friends with these guys and make better shit, right? So like, it's this huge perspective shift that I had when I started talking to all of these people, these friends that I'd meet in sports. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because my old mindset would be like best or nothing. But that's not the case, really. You know, you want to get in where you can fit in well and have a cool boss and like people that are passionate and talented around you that are going to help you grow and get to that next level. And then if you want to move in a year, you move in a year. You know, it's like figuring out what's the absolute best spot for you and keeping an open mind.
Didn't that guy Omar, who he started like House of Highlights, right?
Yes, yeah.
And now he works for ESPN.
And he's a dog, man. Yeah. That guy is sick.
But I feel like that's a really good example of someone who is like, I'm going to make videos, you know, for these high school kids. Of course, they all want content, and they're all like big recruits. And like, I think at the time, not many people were doing those types of videos, and he grew it to what it is now. And ended up now he gets access to all these
Yes.
sports games and gets to work for ESPN. So
That's
it's like,
insane.
yeah, again, it's like create your own path and go out of your way to get that content and don't wait for the opportunity to present itself.
I shot something with Adidas like a minute ago. And it was high school. It was a high school tournament, right? And it was like a narrative piece. We're following around these like different high school teams or whatever. And I was thinking while I'm there, I'm like, there's a lot of content creators that were just there. And I'm like, dude, if I was 20, I would pay I'd just come in here with my camera and I'd shoot this shit.
Yeah.
And I'd give it to these guys or girls or whatever you're covering. And then bam, I got portfolio content. And if Jimmy likes it, Jimmy's going to be like, yo, dude, come to the next thing. And I'm going to pull up and then I'm going to make better stuff. I'm going to keep getting practice in. You can take the work ethic of sports is the same shit as getting good at videos with the sports stuff.
Totally.
It's the same exact, it's repetition, it's practice, consistency, and you're going to figure it out as you go. It's trial and error.